And finally, it fits. Upside down, admittedly, but in this world of political correctness, you'll be glad to know there is no right or wrong way up for this. It's whatever fits. World's fastest bumper car update. Talking of which, we need some longer bolts. Yes folks, welcome back to Bumper 200. We are making some progress, slowly but surely. If you're tuning in for the first time, stick with it. If you think the videos are tedious, you want to try building the damn thing. On the other hand, if you think they're remotely entertaining, give them a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe down here somewhere. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy. Yes, we've been working quite hard. The little monkey's quite tired. Anyway, let's get on with it. Oh, not that. That. And on the subject of steering in general, I'm not convinced these mounts are thick enough. I never was, actually. So either we make them thicker or we put in some kind of brace. Not so much an anti-roll bar, more of an anti-flex bar. Yeah, because the last thing you want at 200 gigawatts an hour is your wheels wobbling about like Billy-O. And again, talking of which, there's the whole alignment issue and adjustment thereof, which at the moment is non-existent. And that's what we've got to work with, folks. Bearing in mind the steering rack itself is on its shortest option, and actually we've got quite a lot of toe in. We certainly want toe in, but maybe not as much as we've got, and there's no adjustment currently anywhere else. So as always, I appreciate ideas in the comments, or just rude comments or whatever you like. Just comment. Oh no, it's impossible if you're watching it on the TV, or practically, so watch it on your bloody laptop or something. But in all seriousness, I'd love to hear from you guys, and I do like ideas because I'm running out of them. Yes, we've been working quite hard. The little monkey's quite tired. Now, next part of the puzzle. Yes, universal joint, UJ. Which slips on there, something like that. That's about as far as it goes. Yeah. So, yeah, our friend the water pump down here is getting in the way. Just for a straight line. But there's no reason this has to be vertical. So we can afford to come down, maybe not that much. Have our steering rod go through the tunnel, and come out the other end, like so. And well, actually it'll end about there, right, and then come up to the driver. So therefore the bracketry that we've started to look at in terms of cross piece is probably irrelevant. What we'll have to do is something off of here that comes down at the appropriate angle and is sufficiently sturdy. So I'm thinking a big old plate that goes from end to end, with a centerpiece that drops down, maybe some kind of V here. Something like this. Because that's the beauty of these, I think they're called Heim joints, because they add wobblification factor to the whole situation. Yeah, so yeah, I think that might work. Think it'll work? Alright, you're paying attention, Mr. Schnellwelder, because you know you're the one that's going to be fabricating it. Good man. Well, there's plan A bolted in place now. I ended up with Allen bolts, but as we know, plan A very rarely works, and probably won't in this instance, because we were talking about angling that actual mount to avoid the water pump. That said, the use of universal joints is going to be quite copious as it is, and I want to kind of keep it to a minimum wherever possible. Again, this is not about longevity, it's just about kind of slap and slop in the steering. Thinking now is, as already discussed, these wheel mounting brackets are a little bit flimsy, and we were talking about putting some kind of support rod in between them. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. So what I'm thinking about is actually recreating these, making them longer so that the wheels are slightly lower on the chassis, so that gives us a little bit of extra ground clearance. And as you may remember, front to back we've probably got like a 3-degree tilt. Yeah, so that might level that up. Although, given it's essentially a drag racing car, probably a tilt front to back is a good idea. So we might have to raise the back a bit as well, which will give us even more ground clearance, which I'm not totally opposed to. That would give us a straight run front to back on the steering column. Before we probably need 2 universal joints at the back to bring it up to the driver position. And I say we're going to need 2 because that is not an ideal angle, even though it does go that far. I've read that you shouldn't really have more than about 30 degrees, which is probably about that, right? And we need to achieve that, so we'll probably need 2 of these boys in fairly quick succession. And bringing up the rear, so if we can avoid having one at the front as well, that would be beneficial, I believe. Yeah, well, back to the drawing board. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to turn my attention to the exhaust system, because now we've established that the steering is going underneath, we'll have to find somewhere else for the exhaust pipes to go. But I think we'll save that for next time. So thanks for tuning in again, and do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up if you thought the video was any good, and of course subscribe down here somewhere for the next update. They're coming thick and fast now, right? And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.